Well, not even like that. It's just simply like me, like in the back of my mind, like, what do I even do in this situation? Like, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know. I kind of find your predicament a little funny. I'm sorry, but like,
No,
I
it's
would be
fine,
doing the
'cause
same exact thing.
even looking back, I'm just like, what a weird situation just to simply be in. Just like, hi. I know we just barely met, but what's up? Like, I don't want to
He
be
wants to suck your
insulting.
blood, blah blah blah.
Yeah, just bleh. And then, like, after when we were done, she was like, isn't that terrifying? I was like, yeah, like, totally. And, like, it was, like, a few weeks or so after, but she's like, you were probably super awkward doing that whole thing. And I was like, you have no idea. Like, the things that were going through my head were just like,
Especially with her, I would have been super awkward. I'm not gonna lie.
It was not great.
It was not an ideal day. I get
It already was kind of like that awkward, like, hey, and then it was turned to that, and I was just like, if I try doing my normal sarcastic self, you're gonna think I'm a terrible person. Like,
and truth be told, I am.
but it's like, but I don't want you to know that yet.
Yeah, whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
And I mean, we became okay-ish friends. Like, it was like an acquaintance where every now and then it would just be like, hey, what's up? And that was fine. But just that one date, I was just like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
just the whole Batman attitude, like, boy, you scared.
yeah,
There's
like,
something to be scared about here.
there was one part where it kind of got me, and it's only because they brought out, like, taser sticks, and it was the zapping noise, and I was like, oh, and I, like, jumped really high, and then I was just like, alright, that one got me, like...
Yeah, good job.
I wasn't expecting you to
me.
throw a taser in my face.
Yeah, I get you.
But, like, other than that, I was just kind of like, what do I do? Like, I don't know this girl. She's, like, clinging on to me for, like, dear life. And all I want to do is start making jokes. Like...
Am I the asshole?
Right? It's like, am I the asshole for, making a girl on our first date feel like she's an idiot for being scared of something that's reasonably to be scared about? Like...
Oh, no, don't put it there. I'm building a path.
Oh, you're building a path? Oh, my bad.
I'm building a path.
We gotta
Just
beautify the
remember.
world. Yeah, no, Sammy's
That's
gonna,
what I'm
like,
doing.
come into the world and be like, what were you two doing? It's like, I don't know. Talking about fears, first dates.
Oh, shit. So, I know there's a girl that also goes by A, and if you want me to say it, I'll say it because you probably don't know, but I wouldn't hold it against you if you didn't.
I can believe it.
Okay, was my first ever date.
Wait, she was your first?
She was my first ever date.
And I'm aware of who this is and the history,
Okay.
so...
Well, yeah, you know how badly this was.
I was there when some stuff went down in high school. Sadly.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. What?
Well, anyways, we went to go see a play because she was super into plays, right?
Okay. That sounds like a fun little date.
Well, the thing is, I just turned, like, 16, and my uncle was furious I was going on my first ever date. Furious.
Why?
Well, you know how Mormons are.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. So this whole entire time I am shaking. I am like nervous as all hell because I really liked her. I was like, holy crap, I'm actually going on my first date. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm doing. Am I smelling too bad? Maybe just a little bit of Axe cologne. You know, I sprayed it all. I tried to
Oh, don't be modest. You know you like sprayed the crap out of that cologne.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna smell like a French whore, but it's fine. But so going on with this, so she finally shows up. She has her mom drive her out, and then she drops us off. Okay, kids, have fun. And I'm like, oh, this is great. This is my first date with a girl. I'm actually really happy. She likes me. I like her. Things are going great. And then she's like, not even before we sat down, she looks over to me and she goes, hey, thank you for my homework assignment. You're doing great. And I was crushed.
What?
She had to watch the play for a homework assignment for theater class.
Oh,
and I was like,
no.
oh yeah, totally. I knew it was all cool. Of course, I love being your study buddy,
Oh,
and
Gingy.
and I was just like, damn. Inside, I was like, damn, this isn't a date. I can't do anything right. But I was also working at the grocery store at the time, so I had a couple bucks on me. I'm like, hey, do you want anything to eat? I'll pay for it. She's like, yeah, I'll take some Sour Patch Kids. She didn't eat a single one.
What?
And that's what hurt. And I was like, oh.
So here's the 16-year-old that's like, I'm grown up, I'm going on a date, I'm gonna get her some food, and then she didn't even touch it. Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I'm hurt.
That sounds heartbreaking.
Is this what a breakup is like? I've had a breakup before, but why am I crying so much inside? On the outside, I'm just watching the play. I'm like, that part was really funny. It was a very NPC way to act. I'm not gonna lie.
That's all right. I mean, I feel like everyone's first date never goes over smoothly.
I don't.
My first date, there was a love triangle happening.
Oh,
and
no.
so it was super awkward. So okay. You wouldn't know who they were. It was at my first school. I was 15.
Okay, and I won't know who they are.
Yeah.
So.
But I was 15. I went to a school dance with a girl that I grew up with. I really liked her. Me and her are still really good friends. We're cool.
Yeah.
There was another one that I met around junior high year where she had a thing for me. I liked her. And then one of her friends that she's known since childhood had a thing for her. And all three of us were friends, including me and him. And so it was super awkward. But so him and her went on the date. And then me and my friend went on the date, to the dance and stuff. And it was like, okay, see, this is fine. It's not going to be awkward. Well, at one point, me, her, and then my friend were all hanging out, and he was third wheeling me and the two girls.
Oh no.
And it was just this awkward moment. We were all hanging out and he was involved, but it was he looked so mad, and I was like, dude, I'm not even trying to do anything. And it was the worst, because right after, for revenge, he started dating the girl I went to the dance with. And I was just I'm not even gonna touch that subject. It's fine. I was like, they can date. I don't care. Me and her are friends. It's fine. And it all went downhill from there.
The fights start happening. The he said, she said.
Yeah. And it was one of those whole things. And I was just like, oh gosh. And that was my first date experience. And it was so awkward at the end. You know how you get your picture taken and you can go and pay for it and stuff? I paid for the pictures. My friend went and got the pictures. I never went and got mine because I was just like, look, I don't need the photos. This is going to be engraved in my head forever. I don't want the photos hanging here.
Yeah, you're I'm gonna have this memory anyway because it's gonna haunt me for the rest of my high school career. So
yeah, and now that I've grown up and stuff, it's that was the dumbest situation that I could not control, but I still hate the fact that I was involved with it because I was I'm not doing anything.
it was just a bad time all around.
Yeah, like I feel like everyone in the situation just was kind of like, okay, like.
Well, this sucks. Yeah, I get that.
Let's move on. This sucks. Let's move on. Just it was like one of those situations. Like no one was happy by the end of the night. It just was like, all right.
I know. You know me in high school. I was kind of an awkward kid. I didn't know how to date. I really didn't.
I'd agree with that statement. Not to be rude, but
no, I'm gonna out myself, dude. I'm gonna tell that story. You know that story.
Oh.
I'm telling this story, and I'm just gonna put a disclaimer on the front of this. I'm a lot better now, and I'm also single, so like.
Hey, lady.
You can't see me, but you can't see me, but I'm doing like the whole...
in the western area of the United States? And
well, not western, it's more northern.
You're west northern.
Northwestern, you mean?
I've heard of both ways.
Okay, well, anyways, but yeah, I'm just, I'm obviously joking around, but...
Yeah.
But regardless, this is the story about how my first date and my second date ended up breaking up with me and started dating each other because of how badly I dated. So for context, the first date happened, everything was awkward. I tried to be very cutesy and romantic on Valentine's Day, and that did not go over so well.
Yeah.
So I got off the bus. I had a box of like chocolates that I bought from my job. I was working at a grocery store at the time, and I was gonna be like, this is gonna be a nice surprise. She's gonna be really happy. And by this time, me and her are dating, but I could tell that something was a little off with her. Like she didn't want to talk to me or anything. So I was like, I'm gonna play this by ear. I'm gonna figure out what she wants to do and whatnot. So, I have this box of chocolates in my hand. I'm like, hey, happy Valentine's Day. She's like, yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Hey, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, yeah, perfect. I'm fine with that. In my mind, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. I know what's coming.
The world ended right there.
No, it didn't end. It was more like I was just crushed. And, and that whole relationship can just be described as I was crushed at the end of everything. So anyways, I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, so I kind of figured out a little bit about myself, and I feel like I'm gay. And it's nothing against you. You were perfectly fine. And I'm like, bullshit. I know you're lying.
I mean,
she's like, yeah, I feel like we should break up. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can kind of see where this is headed, and I still want to be a friend. Whatever. I was trying to be very cordial.
Yes.
If that's the word, cordial.
Very just be polite with it, and just like, all right, I understand. Yeah, and it's one of those things that you kind of just discover, and it's like, hey, and it's like, oh. I don't claim to be the creator, yeah. It's kind of awkward for everyone.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, and I was kind of in a rut after that, and I was like, damn, I don't think anyone's gonna like me. And then like, this insanely beautiful woman, wasn't her name?
If I recall, that one was.
Yeah, I believe her name was Samantha. But like this insanely gorgeous woman that I went to high school with, she was in my nursing class, and I'm like, dude, there's no way I got a shot with her, but she is super hot. She likes the same music I listen to. I'm just gonna go for it. And I don't know how I had the courage to do that after like this unmistakable this mess of a last relationship. So I'm like, hey, blah blah blah, I really like you, I think you're cute, do you want to like hang out sometime? She's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, perfect. And then things go well for a little bit. We start hanging out a lot more, and we had our first my first kiss was actually at the high school.
Better than mine.
With her, yeah.
Okay.
So, So I was like, oh, well, sweet, you know? And I'm like, so do you want to date? She's like, yeah, sure. Things are well for about a month or two, but I did some rookie mistakes.